Hello everyone, my name is For Extraordinaire and welcome to an interesting entry into the Humankind map contest. I'm going to get straight to the point and talk about the map, why I love it so much, and I also want to talk about the tons of mountains you may notice just from time to time to the sides of the map. That is just because this is specifically a map for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and it is not a map for the entirety of Tamriel, as I'm sure that would take way more than a month to make, and as the game hasn't even been out for a full month, I don't believe that would be quite the undertaking. So I'm just glad we have this map. There's also a map of Vardenfell that the creator has also submitted, so I'll link this in the description below for you guys to check it out. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Talk about some of the map's features, the accuracies and inaccuracies of the map, and just go on about the features the map has to share with us. So let's just talk about where the player first starts off in Helgen. Obviously, there's not going to be any cities here, but you first start off in Helgen. You make your way down here. You're supposed to make it your way over to Riverwood, I believe it's called, and then you have your first quest over at Bleak Falls Barrow up here at this intimidating mountain. You also have Lake Ilinolta here, and the developers decided to include some pearls over here, I believe. That should be the resource here. There's sparkling and everything. There's also some copper, it seems. And then you go south and you have Falkreath over here by the river. You also have the Lakeview Manor over here, I believe, right at this spot. And I think it's just a very well forested region here. Definitely great for production early on, since Whiterun and Affingar, to a greater extent, does not have that many trees or sources for production. There's not that many dry places on the map, so you have to be very, very careful. Though speaking of dry places, they have included Eastmarch, I believe this region is called, and I love that the attention to detail with the geysers here. Humankind has all of these wonderful geysers you can kind of mess around with. I think Civ 6 has those too, but the geysers in Humankind just kind of put Civ 6's to shame. And I just love the detail here, just with how barren it is. You see the spot where there's, like, I think the first kind of dragon you encounter over to the east with Delphine. God bless her heart. And then there's also some of the mountains to the east where you have some of the Dwemer ruins. There's also the spot here where there is Riften. And then behind that, I think you have the spot where Maven Blackbriar's family mansion is. And then there's also some forest down to the west and the south of the rift, I believe it is called. Also, I've noticed this. I don't know if this is me just not paying attention to the actual canon Skyrim map, but I think the lake is supposed to be one lake and not two. I remember the lake stretching from here to here, but I think that might be a cause of the limitations for Humankind's lakes and what separates a lake from an actual ocean. So I think that's why the creators actually decided to go with a river connecting these two lakes instead of just making it one big lake. Over here you have Iverstead, which you have to trek through to get to the throat of the world here, up here with the Greybeards. And then there's also this pass connecting Helgen to the Rift here, which is really, really neat. For those of you guys that really like hard and snowy start conditions in Humankind, or at least barren start conditions, this would make an excellent choice, as well as if you want to do rebuild Helgen, so to say. Also, over to the very, very far west, we have Riften, and we have it in all of its rocky glory. I'm really loving the terrain and the elevation opportunities that Humankind kind of affords the player, just with the distinctions here. You could not get that in Civ 6. And you can see here where Markarth would be, with all of its dark underbelly and black market trading and cannibalism and all of that wonderful stuff that kind of is being fed into by the plains of Whiterun over here. Also, if we keep going north, we can follow the river and just notice all of the detail the map creator has put into it. We can see the mountains to the west here, and we can also see the trail you'll start to take over to the Volikar Vampire Castle. I think it might be this little island over here, though I'm not too sure. And then you'll obviously make your way up to Solitude, and then you can see right here a wonderful spot for a city location, and then the Solitude connects the bridge. Is situated on a bridge over here, and that leads out into the Sea of Ghosts here, which I have to say I do like the little glaciers dotted here and there, just to kind of reflect just how cold the Sea of Ghosts is. And then if we continue going on to the east, we can see we have, I think it's the Pale, where Dawnstar is located over here, and then the College of Winterhold should be over on this little, it's not a, I think the appropriate term would be like a cliff. but it's just this little collapsed area due to, I think, some of the college's shenanigans. So we have that there. Then we have Riften here with all of its Dunmer discrimination and Argonian discrimination. And then to the east, we actually have the island of Solstheim, which the creator has made sure to include. We don't have Morrowind proper, but we at least have Solstheim. So we have the Skull Village should be around here, and then we have Raven Rock, which is to the west of Solstheim, if you guys remember entering it for the first time in Skyrim Dragonborn. But that should be it for Solstheim. Not too interesting, a bit barren there, but the map in general, I think I've actually covered all of the cities, maybe except for Morthal in the region over here. But the map in general, very, very detailed, loving the rivers here, a ton of different opportunities just to kind of build interesting cities. And I definitely think I'll probably give it a few plays or whatnot and continue to check it out. I think my favorite region, though, by far has to be the region around Full-Time Towers, and I think it is Hilgrun's Tomb or Barrow. And possibly the Rift, because I do love this little elevation here and the attention to detail that the author is placed around it. So thank you guys so much for joining me as we kind of tour Skyrim. This has been a very impromptu tour of the map itself, but thanks again to the mod creator. I'll link the map in the description below. And if you guys like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel, as narrating videos with COVID after recovering from COVID can be a bit of work. So if you guys like my videos and my very impromptu narration, leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys later.